Good morning and thanks for watching Living Local. Today we're back at All for Paws to meet Libby, the longtime resident American Bull Terrier.
So this is Libby. She came to us about a year ago. She is actually one of our longest dog residents, and we're not quite sure why. She did have some behavior issues like pulling on a leash and jumping up when she first got here, but we've really had a lot of work with her. We had our trainer work with her. As you can see, she's not pulling me on a leash now. She's pretty easygoing, very interested in treats. Her favorite musician is Bob Seger, and she's about 3 or 4 years old. She's pretty easygoing. She gets along with other male dogs, and we really just enjoy having her around.
How long has she been here?
She's about a year. Yeah, about a year.
About a year. Wow.
Yeah, she's our longest resident at this point.
So what's her breed? She's full pit?
Well, there's no such thing as a pit, so we call them Staffordshire Terrier mixes.
Okay.
We're bully mix.
Tell me, what does that mean? There's no such thing as a pit?
Yeah, there's really no such breed as a pit bull. So
really?
All of the different bully breeds you see are actually they're all classified as pits, but there's Staffordshire Terrier, there's American Bull Terrier, there's she's actually probably more American.
Oh, that's
Bull
crazy. I mean, do you think that, people having the stigma around that in her breed, do you think that could play a part in why she hasn't been adopted yet?
Absolutely. That, and she's very strong and she's large. So I think a lot of our adopters are looking for the smaller breeds.
Right.
Which is fine, but there's someone out there for her.
Right. You need to be an active person, probably.
Right. She wants to go running with you every day. She's turned out to be an excellent dog.
There you are. You saying hi to the camera?
She's a favorite in the play groups.
There you are.
And anyways.
Hello. She's got that really cool spot over her left eye.
Yeah,
I love that. It reminds me of what's that famous dog that has the spot?
Oh, Spuds McKenzie.
Is that Spuds McKenzie?
So one of the things we have that goes to support Libby is our park. We're actually putting in a park for our animals only, not for the public, so that she can get some extra activity. Our volunteers can hang out over there, spend some time with some of our dogs, and really, give their life some more enrichment before they find a home. Anytime that they're getting out of their cages and more attention, it's an easier for them to find a home because they're used to, being around people.
Right.
The other thing that we do that supports us is Rescue Treasures Retail Store. What it does is you donate your items there, gently used, good items for household, women's clothing, things like that, and they resell them. It's actually a boutique store, so I was quite surprised the first time I walked in. I was expecting, a thrift store.
Right.
And I walked in and it was like a fine Polly store. And it really represented us well, and they brought us $80,000 last year, and it went directly to the animals.
That's amazing. So Miss Libby is seeing
Libby.
all of this smorgasbord of food over here. But she's actually, I feel like, being pretty good.
Oh, she is.
Considering that
she's
all
very tolerant,
all this
yes.
food's in front of her. I mean, she's so well behaved. I feel like, a lot of times when you go to shelters or humane societies, you don't really get the personality of the dog because they get so excited when they're first let out of the cage that it makes sense that she would jump or pull or whatever because they need time to almost settle before, you can find out their personality.
Yeah, it's hard to settle in a shelter environment.
Yeah.
So what we try to do with the enrichment in the park and all the different things we try to do during the day to keep them busy and not make them so stressed out. The saddest thing that ever happens is when an owner turns a dog in. We understand that the owners have things in their life happen. We don't blame them in any way. I don't mean that at all. But they shake for about 2 days when they come in out of a home. When they come from another shelter, they get here and they are a little like, oh, cool. When they come out of a home, they shake for about 2 days.
Until
they just get comfortable. It's stressful. They've never been around that many dogs and around that many noises and smells and sights and sounds. So we try to make them as comfortable as possible. We'll put them in a quiet area, cover them up, and give them a little more attention one-on-one.
Right.
So we get email lists from the kill shelters in South Carolina every week, some in Georgia as well. And we have to be selective, obviously, with who we take because we can't overload and outweigh our commitment to our current animals. But we try to help as many as we can in a short amount of time as possible.
I think that's great.
So, one of the things that I like to stress to all my staff is a sense of urgency. I've made most of them visit the other shelters in the area so that they see what we're working up against and why we need to be urgent with what we do, why every day in a shelter is so critical for an animal. Every day that we don't get to surgery or we don't get something done for the animals is another day they're sitting here waiting. And so anytime we can have them ready for adoption and have them back out the door, that's our ideal goal.